Hello, it's the hardcore legend, Mick Foley.
This is Q-Ball Carmichael.
Hey, folks, this is WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and you're locked into that Ringside. Just time.
Remember, it's not the heat, it's the damn humidity. And that in and of itself is causing a lot of people to be cranky. Myself included. Greetings, good evening, how the hell are you? On the live version, 21 minutes before the top of the 6 o'clock hour in the Central Time Zone, welcome into Beyond Ringside Live. From the ever-evolving Studio One, I am Fast Eddie Layne, being joined by tag team partner, the incomparable MaBo Bowman. What's up, brother MaBo?
Yeah, I only get cranky when I'm trying to explain something to somebody and they cut me off.
No.
Like a ass clown.
Oh, so now you saying I'm an ass clown?
No, I didn't say you. I just said I hate when people do that.
No, I'm just an asshole. There's a difference.
Oh, I didn't want to say that word. I didn't know if we could say that part.
Hashtag hell damn ass.
Yeah, but that's hell damn ass.
Yeah, no. No. Asshole, ass
That's
clown.
our next shirt. That's our next shirt right
Which
there.
one? Hashtag hell damn ass clown?
Yeah, hell damn ass. ...
Clown.
Clown?
Yeah,
Question
there
mark?
you go. Do it. Yeah, okay, fine. Just, I'm not going through pro wrestling tees. I don't like their politics, so I'm going to leave it. By politics, I mean their stipulations and requirements, which I really just don't care about.
I mean, I can't blame you. I've actually finally seen what it takes because I did investigate too about getting us some shirts going.
Yeah.
And what about collar and elbow?
That's a possibility.
Okay.
Fully gimmicked might also be a possibility.
That was the other one I couldn't think of. I was sitting there trying to think of it. I didn't want to snap my fingers while I was thinking. I didn't want anybody to get triggered or butt hurt.
I'm not snapping, I'm clapping. There's a difference.
You know, because some days...
The era abounds in inside jokes.
I guess being a snowflake doesn't know age, so some people get triggered.
Yeah, you get
when
more,
they think they hear snapping,
and you'll be more of a snowflake as you get older too.
No, that's just grumpy.
No, I'm the grumpy one. You're the snowflake, or you're just flaky
Not
sometimes.
me, buddy.
Shoot.
Not me, buddy. I do more. Hey, look, if I was a snowflake, then I would offend myself all the time.
Well, you do a lot of other things to yourself all the time, as you have made public on social media and on radio.
I've never. Hey, here lately, I haven't put anything.
That's true. There have been no self-violation jokes or poop jokes, and some people are actually going, "Really? Who's that? And what did he do with the real MaBo?" Kind of like when
I don't. Because, well, I've got kids. You know, I've got kids. I got kids.
You got kids.
I got kids. That they're on my. Social media, so I don't want to, Plus, I could have eyes from other companies on me. So
of course,
before I retire next year, there's a couple more things I want to do.
Now, speaking of companies, I would like to say hello to all of our good friends in the front office of Universal Championship Wrestling over in the great state of Georgia. I'll be back with them on Saturday, August the 11th, in Barnesville, Georgia, for Hometown Throwdown. Going to be
so they know exactly what day and time to lock the doors to keep you out.
Yeah, pretty much. And also on Saturday, August 25th as well, back in Griffin, Georgia, if my notes are correct. Also,
Griffin is that still the previous company you mentioned?
Yeah, Universal Championship Wrestling, UCW, Georgia. From there,
okay, cool.
In 2 weeks from today, program notes right off the bat. July 15th, we will not be broadcasting live. I will be en route to, actually, I'll already be in Kentucky, making a 2-day jaunt up in that direction.
For?
Personal reasons.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were, I didn't know if there was some kind of promotion that I didn't know about.
There's a whole bunch of surprises on the way. Also like to say hello to our good friends Scott Hensley and Dylan Hales with Scenic City Wrestling. Matter of fact,
I've heard of those guys.
Yeah, there you go. You've actually been to one of their shows.
Yeah, pretty good product there. Well, I know those kids are just now trying to get their feet going. They're good kids. Wish them all the luck.
3 years running now. You've said that about them 3 years running.
I know. That's why I keep doing it.
There you go. It's the running gag around here, kids. How long has the company been around? Sure. Hey, they're trying to get their feet. They're getting their feet wet and get everything running. So.
Yeah, I've heard of those kids. Hope
Yeah, this little company.
The best there.
Yeah, this little company out of Stamford, Connecticut. I mean, they're trying to get their feet wet also and get everything up and running. And I wish the W.
Is that
that little W? That was yeah.
Is that little Vinny?
Yeah, that's little Vinny.
Yeah.
The guy who doesn't know how to handle it. Huh?
Vince Senior's kid.
Yeah, him.
Yeah. I like this. I like his dad. That's pretty good businessman. You know what? I hope that kid can get that little company up and running. I mean, I've seen some of the people there.
Yeah, I've read about him on the internet, and I think I might have actually heard about him on the radio before.
Yeah. Didn't they try to do a show? I know they've got TV, right?
Yeah. Actually, they have 2 television shows. One runs a little bit longer than the other.
I heard
a year.
What's that local channel? Fox. Going to be picking them up.
No,
in 2019.
The local Fox affiliates will be picking them up in 2019.
Oh, good for him. I mean, he seems a little shrewd businessman, but that's what it takes. So.
They were
hopefully he just doesn't buy his father out and almost ruin the business.
Well, I mean, by the same token, I got to give credit where credit is due. They followed the example of a company that was in existence here in Alabama for a number of years and created a app. Because one of the first wrestling companies that I knew of that had an app was based here in the great state of Alabama, and long before
Wrestle Birmingham.
No, blow me, you little bitch. Global Championship Wrestling. There, I said it. I wasn't going to, but I did.
Hashtag hell damn ass.
No shit.
...
... no ish. ...
You little bitch.
There you go. Question mark. We're gonna have 12 new T-shirts ready to go by the end of the show today.
It's a question.
If you were up here
at the end of the sentence.
If you were here in the studio right now, I would throw an open bang at you.
I'm about 5 miles away.
Fine, I got 3 unopened. Come get one.
I just woke up.
I know, trying to get you out of the house on a Sunday sometimes is like trying to get 2013 me away from the buffet.
Well, look, Pookie, okay, I worked a full day yesterday. Worked the show, didn't get home till after midnight, in the bed at 12:30, back up at 3-something, worked a full shift.
Interrupting, by the way, congratulations to, I'll normally just sit back and say one of the companies that Mark works with, SLW last night, Munford, great crowd, great show, great action, all the way across the board. So my hat's off.
Well, thank you. And there's some companies who will, and it's pretty much par for the course in professional wrestling. That'll, some of the smaller, not really smaller independent companies, but the lesser known ones, it's always been the whole fudge your numbers kind of thing a little bit, just in case your competition's reading. But legit, last I saw it was 260 something, and we did still have people walking through the doors.
Cool.
So yes, that the numbers where it says 300, good size 300. That is definitely true. It was, there's usually bleachers. There's bleachers in the venue. They were packed out. Every seat on the floor was packed out. So it was legit SRO. So and everybody, that was probably one of the hottest crowds. And Eddie, you can attest to this. Anytime you can even call intermission, because obviously you got to call intermission anyway. But it takes time. We're not that little company out of Stanford that can lower a cage from a ceiling.
Right.
So you've bore witness to many. I'm trying not to laugh when I say this word. Erecting of a steel cage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know, right?
What's up, Ox?
A few minutes, and it's kind of.
Let me guess. Jimmy Oxendine?
Huh?
Jimmy Oxendine? Ox.
Yes, that Ox fellow. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he was there. I'm glad you said Ox because he did have that on his shirt. But it does take a minute to get a steel cage set up. Correct.
Correct.
And it is, and you as your, you know, your MC, your DJ, your ring announcer, it's hard to keep that crowd hot.
Sometimes, okay, and I wasn't there last night, and I don't really, I mean, I'm very back offish about the way that I handle things due to the fact that I've seen heard some ring announcers go overboard on trying to keep a crowd's attention. And there are times when, and I'm very hands off. If I'm asked to run promos and announcements, I do. But on the whole, and I'm just being brutally honest about it, I know that during intermission, you have people who are in line at the concession stand. They're singularly focused. They're trying to have conversations. You've got some of the talent that has merch stand sets up, and you have fans who are trying to press the flesh, buy a T-shirt, get an autograph and a photograph. So there are times when if you go too far on a microphone, and like I wasn't there, and I don't really pay attention at other shows. So I'm prefacing with, this is the way I handle it. Personally, I'm a little bit hands off when it comes to doing intermissions. But everybody has a different way of doing things, and what works for me may not work for someone else, and what works for someone else may not be the way that I choose to do it.
Well, during the cage setup, we didn't have to say anything. My commentary partner and our ring announcer at SLW, Eric Ishii, he didn't have to say anything. He said, we're going to take an intermission while we get the cage set up. And I just normally we don't really play, music. The old sound guy we had would play music. Right now we're not really set up for non-interest music. But just as I was running sound and everything. So as they were setting up the cage, I just kept the faces. I just kept their music playing. I would just kind of pick and choose. But yeah, everybody stayed hot once that cage got up, and it was a brutal cage match. Joey Sartain, God bless him, like him, love him, hate him, most people do. He climbed to the top of that steel cage, not the ropes, not the top turnbuckle, but the actual top of the cage. And Eddie, if you know that Ox person, you know how tall a steel cage.
Oh, hell yeah!
And that's what, 15?
Yeah.
Easy 15, and Joey's about 6 foot. So fully standing, the top of Joey's head was about 20 feet high. And Joey Sartain did an effing moonsault off the top of that cage.
He would.
and ate the mat. And ate the mat hard. So much so that Eric and I both had to put our hands over our mouths because we were going to start cursing.
As in holy fecal matter.
Oh, it would have been fecal.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, there was a fatal four-way for the tag titles. And I'm working on getting the new champions. We have new champions. The Wrecking Crew, Lamar Phillips, Bobby Hayes. Working on getting them, at least Bobby Hayes. I'm trying to get both set up, but they're great guys, man. You look at Bobby Hayes and you go, yep, grizzled old vet.
Segue.
You look at Bobby Hayes' forehead and you can see he has been through some wars. But yeah, it was like I said, great crowd. We had a fatal four-way for the tag titles, triple threat for the television title. There was a women's match. We had your ring veterans, your guys just starting out, everything in between, established stars. So yeah, it was a great crowd. And since you kind of gave me the setup. I mean, you don't really know the setup, but you kind of gave me the chance to put our company over. I want to put over a company that I have quite a few friends in. They either work there or they work there. And you might know the town, Eddie. I don't remember. It might have been Decatur. Last night, New South had Jack Swagger in.
Yep.
Was that Decatur?
I honestly don't keep track of New South like I used to.
Yeah, but anyway, Jack Swagger was there. I heard from I had friends in attendance and friends that were on the show. Said it was an amazing crowd. Said it was a hot crowd. They said those that participated, Jack Swagger ran a seminar, earlier in the day, They said the Swagger seminar was really, really good, really informative. So, good on Southern Legacy Wrestling running a hot show last night. Good on New South running a hot show last night. And, it definitely shows that I'm saying it now. I'm calling my shot. I'm Babe Ruth in this son of a gun. Start looking towards Alabama. Big companies, ROH. I was going to say Impact, but I did say big company. WWE. I'm kidding. I've heard a lot of great things coming out of Impact here lately. Especially you northeastern promotions. Start putting your eyes on some of these southern independent companies, because there's a lot of talent. There's a lot of talent that's from Alabama. A lot of talent that's coming over from Georgia. A lot of talent that's coming over from Mississippi, and down from Tennessee. So, there's several companies that are out there. Now, if we can just all get along.
Yeah.
That's half the pipe dream for
Good
me.
luck.
I know. I was actually joking. I think I was sitting there with, might have been Cody Wyndham, and we were joking about, I want to take the state of Alabama and how the NWA back in the day had the whole United States divided up, color coordinated into territories. I want to take the state of Alabama and divide it up into territories for the major companies. I know, it's a pipe dream.
I'd like to teach the world
to
in
sing.
perfect harmony.
Perfect harmony. But no, I just want, because I know a lot of the guys, a lot of this new crop of talent, that's coming up, and I want them to be able to go to Company A, ply their trade, get their name out, go to Company B, same thing, C, D, E, F, G.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just I'd like to quote a great king, Rodney King, that said, "Can't we all just get along?"
Yeah, good luck with that too.
I know, buddy. Oh, so moving away from
when it comes, and this is actually,
else.
yeah, I've got two that I'm going to hit real quick, and in particular, one right off the bat, or this one is really not part of that, but I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there. As long as you have, and MaBo, you might want to close your ears for this. It's
kind of theoretically impossible, but okay.
Yeah, of course. As long as you have, now you have some companies that do good business and some companies that don't. And you have some companies that have people at the helm who have a clue on how to do business, and you have other clues that are you have others that are clueless wonders. So as long as there's clueless wonders running pro wrestling promotions, you are still going to have problems in pro wrestling. Now, in a perfect world, you are going to have promoters that know how to do good business above board all the way across. But unfortunately, this ain't a perfect world, much to my chagrin. But from that vantage point, I've actually really kind of enjoyed my hiatus too. No drama, no stress, no worry.
we've enjoyed you being on a hiatus too.
Yeah, I know. You picked up gigs since I retired.
No, not really. It's just I figured, we're tired of Eddie. We need something better.
Well, I'm glad they got you.
Well, since we can't find that, let's get MaBo.
Look, I was trying to turn that into a compliment in your direction from my direction.
I will be the first one to tell you, and you know what? God bless each and every one of you who I've worked with. There's such a said, dude, your stuff's amazing on commentary. You're great on ring announcing. Guys, I appreciate the compliments. Eddie, get ready for the beat button. But I'm not going to say it, but I know I'm fecal matter.
Dude, I've listened to you. You're fun to listen to. And don't go any further because I'm not going to pay any more compliments. The check bounced. You get 2 for free.
Oh, first of all, if you took a check from me, that's your fault.
Yeah, there you go. Call me the king of wishful thinking. Kind of like, never mind.
Are you going to get over me?
No, I'm not going to get you over. I'll put you over.
I couldn't get over with a crane and a bridge.
I'll put you over, but I'm not going to get you over. There's a little bit of a difference. Now, one of the companies I want, for speaking of our friends in close to the northeastern area, let's go Maryland. MCW.
Let's go what?
In Maryland, MCW, one of our favorite addresses, 1000 Joppa Farm Road in Joppa, Maryland. It will be on July 13th and July the 14th. The Shane Shamrock Memorial Cup returns.
Oh goodness, Shane Shamrock, that right there. You want to talk about an independent wrestling institution? Unfortunately, to get such a great, tournament, we had to lose a great professional wrestler. But yes, I've been seeing the Shane Shamrock, sorry. Apparently, guys, my nose decided to start stopping up right now. My allergies decided to kick in.
Well, let me run this part real quick. Last year's winner, Joey Mercury, is going to be out of the country.
I've heard of that kid.
Mm-hmm. I think we might have heard of him once. I've worked with him a couple of times.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
Mm-hmm. General Manager Phil Stamper has announced 6 qualifying matches for July the 13th, with the winners advancing to the finals on July 14th to declare this year's Shamrock Memorial Cup winner. ECW Original 2 Cold Scorpio takes on Drew Adler. International Star. I'm going light speed on these. International Star and former CZW World Heavyweight Champion Joe Gacy takes on one half of the MCW Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions, Dante Caballero. International Star Anthony Henry goes one-on-one with one half of the tag champions, Joe Keys. Ken Dixon, one-on-one versus Brandon Scott in a first-round matchup. Kakoa takes on James Drake, and Ryo takes on John Schuyler, the Southern Savior, John Schuyler. I was trying to say the word Messiah, and that would have been totally gimmick blown. Also on July 13th, MCW Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Championship on the line as the Bruiser defends against bitter rival and MCW owner Corporal Punishment. Also, the Rage TV title will be on the line as Greg Excellent defends against King Ryan McBride, and of course McBride will have Andy Weinberg in his corner. Also, slated to appear include but are not limited to WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, Danielle Monette, also formerly known as Summer Rae.
I just said that name sounds familiar.
Yeah, there you go. Melina Rauca, also formerly known as Rosa Mendez, will be there. Brian Pillman Jr. slated to appear. And also, you got a lot of things slated for the 14th as well. So for our friends in and around Joppa, 1 hour, 2 hours, not too far to drive. Check it out. Once again, that's on Friday, July the 13th and Saturday, July the 14th at the MCW Arena under the banner of MCW Pro Wrestling. Also want to go...
Stamper, if you're listening, we need Greg Excellent on the show. I've been wanting to get him on for a while, so make it happen.
You've never told me that.
I know. I didn't know Greg Excellent was working for Stamper, so
yeah.
But yeah, we definitely. I want to get Greg Excellent on. I like him.
Okay, we'll see if we can get him on in a few weeks. Unfortunately,
Stamper.
Unfortunately, we're not going to have enough time to get him on before next week's live event from MCW because it's next weekend, and we're not doing a Tuesday show yet. Keyword yet.
Hey.
Also,
we ain't got to do that, so go.
Also, like to remind everybody down here in the southeastern U.S. and beyond, we are 1 month away from the Scenic City Invitational this year. 618 Sequoia Access Road in Soddy Daisy, Tennessee, at the Soddy Daisy High School. This is a benefit for the Soddy Daisy High School Athletic Department. A 2-day affair, Friday, August the 3rd, Saturday, August the 4th. Now, in 2 weeks from today, on the 22nd, we are slated to be joined by Dylan Hales, who is going to give us the latest and most up-to-the-minute information about both nights, because in addition to the Invitational, there's always some great events going on during the SCI run. First-round matchups have been announced. 2 Cold Scorpio takes on AJ Gray. Ike Cross versus Corey Hollis. That will be a match-of-the-night candidate right there. The stiff Robo-Ginger Gary J. one-on-one with Kane Justice in the first round. Cyrus the Destroyer versus PCO. From there, Darius Lockhart versus Warhorse Jake Parnell. First round matchup, Mance Warner versus Fred Yehai. What up, Fred? From there, Joey Lynch versus Kurt Stallion. Don't blink during that match. That is all I'm going to say. Also, in an astounding turn a member of the Carnies, and it's not the one most of you would think. Carrie Awful, the Music City Mutt, 1-on-1 in the first round versus Nick Gage. Mark your calendars. Yeah, I know. That's going to be a knockdown drag out. I love it, too. I've been waiting on that one.
Wait, Eddie, did you say PCO?
Yes.
You do know who that is, don't you?
Yes, I know who PCO is. Go ahead.
No. Who's PCO, Eddie?
PCO? I don't know. It's
Yeah. Are you Sour Boy now?
Yeah, I'm kind of
Yeah.
right.
No,
Yeah.
do you not? Seriously, I mean, it's okay if you don't, because you'd probably know him by a different name, but he's been going by PCO lately.
I've heard, but I cannot remember.
It is former Mountie and Quebecer Pierre Carl Ouellette.
Oh, okay. Duh.
Yeah, or some of you might remember him as Jean Lafitte.
Yeah,
No, Pierre Lafitte.
Pierre Lafitte.
Whatever his pirate gimmick was, where he was trying to steal Bret Hart's jacket. But yeah, he's now going by PCO these days.
Okay.
Unless there's another PCO I don't know about, but yeah.
No, I think it's
From what
Pierre
I've
Carl
heard.
Ouellette. I'm trying to remember if it's Ouellette or Ouellette, but I think it's Ouellette.
It's Ouellette. But yeah, from what I've heard, because a lot of stuff that he's worked in the Midwest, including AIW, he likes to be billed as PCO.
Cool.
Yeah, I know. And he's I'm not saying he's old, so do not take this as an insult, sir. But he's up there. He's probably he's got to be in his 50s, maybe even 60s by now. Or at least he's got to be early 50s. And he's still going, man. So good for him.
In addition, you got some great events going on this week all around the country and all around the world. Sorel, Quebec, playing host on Monday night, July the 9th, to Extreme Zone Wrestling. Tuesday the 10th through Saturday the 13th, Experience Wrestling will be on a full run in Belgium. Malines.
Ooh, good for them.
From there, Wednesday, July the 11th, busy day, House of Hardcore AAP at the Gate 1 Theatre in Queensland, Australia, 8 p.m. start time, local time. Once again, that is Queensland, Australia. Wednesday the 11th, Extreme Midget Wrestling. KC Wing.
Sorry, keep going.
I was. At the KC Wing House in Glenwood Springs, Colorado, 8 p.m. start time. Wednesday the 11th, American Combat Wrestling at the Gulf View Event Center in Newport Richey, Florida. Spinebuster Championship Wrestling in Valdosta, Georgia this Wednesday, 6 o'clock p.m. That's right. Okay, cool. From there, our good friends at Rockstar Pro Wrestling at the Rockstar Pro Arena, 1106 East 3rd Street in Dayton, Ohio, for their Wednesday night outing. And, of course, on Wednesday, it wouldn't be complete if we actually did not make a reference to, which I will make that reference to, our longtime friends at Ohio Valley Wrestling. Louisville, Kentucky, 7 o'clock p.m. for their local outing or for their weekly outing and tapings. Of course,
Now under new management.
and from there, I would also like to sit back and say the silent shout out to Mr. MCO Chase Pearson and wonder if MaBo is going to pick it up when I say, of course, the address is legendary at 4400 Shepherdsville Road. Okay, thank you. But you've also got shows, let's see, Thursday the 12th all the way through the weekend. I just wanted to cover Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday here real quick. We have, and we're very thankful for everyone in the industry who listens, as well as those of us who are fans of this industry. So if you, stopping for a second, regrouping, thank you, El Professor. Yes.
What?
Long story, inside joke, go away. From there,
Okay, I can hang up, no problem.
Stamper at WrestleReality.com. If you have an upcoming live professional wrestling event, remember that email address, Stamper at WrestleReality.com. Also, Beyond Ringside at gmail.com. If you have an upcoming live event, professional wrestling, mixed martial arts, or a convention, don't send me information about retail unless you're going to pay us to put on commercial spots on the shows. I'm nice.
And we mean pay us.
Yeah. I ain't doing no more trade outs for steaks.
Well, hold on now. Hold on.
That was pre-your time here. That was back in the 2000s.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, hold on now.
That was actually in the late 90s and into the 2000s when we had a trade out with a local meat company here, and whereas the steaks were really good, the chicken was cool, the pork chops were great, they got us started on that damn emu, and it's like, no, that will never happen again. I'm sorry. That's
Really?
Yes.
Ground emu or emu steaks?
Keep going, both.
Really? You didn't like them?
Wasn't a big fan. I mean, granted, yeah, I really learned how to take care of it and cook it. Didn't really grill it, but I'm normally pan-sear it.
Did it come off just, too gamey? Or
I counteracted
ladies
that.
and gentlemen, welcome to our newest show, Beyond the Grill.
Hey, Ted Guinness, where you at? Chef Ted.
But you just didn't like it? Was it just too gamey or what?
It was a gamey, and like I said, I managed to counteract some of that with olive oil, balsamic vinegar, fresh garlic, all of the above. Yeah, Himalayan sea salt helped a little bit. It just depended on how I cooked it.
I've never had Himalayan sea salt. That sounds delicious.
Oh, Himalayan sea salt's excellent, dude. You can get it at your local stores.
I mean, I didn't know about pink sea salt till about a year or two ago.
Yeah. Himalaya. Sometimes it's marketed as the same thing. Pink Himalayan sea salt or Himalayan sea salt.
Oh, no wonder. I'll have to give that a try.
Yeah, God, dude, it's phenomenal to cook with. And I'm going to burn for this in a very sparing quantity because you don't want to overdose on this ish. Great on watermelon.
I was going to say, is it like your regular sea salt? A little goes a long way?
Yes. Great on watermelon.
Okay.
Great.
You're getting disgusting. Let's move back to pro wrestling.
There is nothing wrong with putting a little bit of salt on your watermelon.
You people are so weird. I watched somebody in the break room today do that, and I gagged the entire time.
No, gag is when you see somebody put sugar on their grits.
Oh, God. Wait, pretty much when anybody eats grits, I go, eh.
No, grits are good. Grits are cool.
No.
Then by the same
Still
token,
one of your phrases, we'll just have to agree to disagree.
there you go. Meanwhile,
That's code for Eddie. Shut up and let's move along because I'm getting sick thinking about grits.
Of course, by the same token, I also have to agree with Gallagher, with all due respect to my friends who work at Campbell's. Soup is not food, or they say soup is good food. No, soup is not food. Soup is what's left over in the dishwasher after a great meal.
And I remember that. I remember that special. He said it on too.
I have about 10 of his specials on VHS.
Yeah, there's a streaming service. I can't remember which one. It's one of the lesser known ones. They have every one of his specials. I access it through Roku, and I'll just sit there. Because remember when Comedy Central first kind of started, when they were the Comedy Channel, that's what they would show ad nauseum with Gallagher specials.
They would show some because there were some that Showtime would not release.
Well, then they don't have them. Oh, they've got a couple, but anyway.
Okay, because I actually had a conversation.
They don't want to hear two old guys ramble about a comedian nobody remembers.
Okay, believe me, Gallagher still, when he goes on tour, he sells out. But let me go and...
I have no doubt.
I have to be careful how I utilize those two words, selling out, because it almost makes me think it's time for me to go and play something like, oh hell, I forgot to plug in the ever love it. I hate it when I do that. I had that so perfectly timed, and I do know how to blunder every once in a while.
I sold out a long time ago. That's why I'm still here.
There you go. One of my favorite HBK drops. But what was I thinking, Gallagher? No, I had a conversation with his production manager and his agent years ago, and the conversation was that Showtime still had not paid. This was back in '92, but Showtime was not releasing a lot of Gallagher's material from that era, and from there they still had not totally honored their agreement with him at certain points, and I've been monitoring that.
Huh.
They finally came through on some of it, but they were still being penis heads about the way that they were handling certain facets of the agreements. So that's one thing I always look out for, is news on how stand-up comedians and all these different people who run specials. It's kind of like Comedy Central. Carlos Mencia should not have had a television show. Jeff Dunham should not have had a television show. Amy Schumer should not have had a television show. They should stick with stand-up comedy, tour, and sell out everywhere they go.
I've never watched the Carlos Mencia show.
I did. It was good for the first 3 weeks. And speaking of stand-up comedians, I want to say hello to one of our new best friends who listens in every once in a while, stand-up comedian Donnie Baker. Look him up sometime when you get a chance to. And for our friends here in our home market of Birmingham, we'll be appearing soon at the Stardome Comedy Club, I believe in the month of August, so definitely, folks. Great stand-up act. You can catch some of his stuff on YouTube and Facebook, but definitely catch him live when he comes to a venue near you. And if we're not careful, Donnie is probably going to be coming on board with us here on Beyond Ringside in the next few weeks.
Oh, great. Yet another comedian I'll lose my job to.
You are going to have to fight the urge to try to be funny. I mean, funnier than him.
Seriously, there was another company. They decided to bring a comedian in over me and just stop booking me. So I guess, I guess this will probably be one of the few final episodes of Beyond Ringside, because you'll bring this guy in.
Yeah.
So,
matter of fact, speaking of stand-up comedians, want to say a very special hello to a longtime friend of the Beyond Ringside family, comedian and actor Ian Harris. Pulling back the curtain for a second, Ian made appearances with us a few years back in the role of Kenny Kip Kennedy. And
I always wondered what happened to him.
Oh, yeah. We still talk every once in a while. But he has been concentrating on his stand-up and his acting career. And, of course, very outspoken in the world of politics. But everybody is entitled to believe the way that they want to believe and think that they want to think. That's why I love this country, because we can all have our own opinions. But
and then we all get in fights on social media.
Pretty much.
And MaBo goes through when his friends start fighting about, politics and stuff, and he just goes, hide this post, hide this post.
Yep, don't want to see it. I don't care what side of the aisle it's on. I don't get on social media to look at politics. I end up blocking like 50 people a day on Twitter.
Oh, that's the thing. Is like I don't go looking for it either, but I'll be like, oh, here's my new grandbaby. Oh, we have a puppy. Ooh, look at this delicious food. Blah blah's right, blah blah's wrong. Send them all away. No, they deserve to be here. Blah blah. And
Block.
I'm just like, hide the story, hide
the story, hide this story, hide this story. Exactly.
Yeah, these are really good friends, and I don't want to block them. But then they start sniping at each other.
Yeah.
Not posting their if you post your own your own on your own page, that's fine. If you post what you believe on your page, I'm not going to block that or hide that, I should say. But it's when you post one thing, and then a mutual friend of ours comes on and starts running you down. This you're wrong, and then no, I'm right, and then you guys literally start attacking each other's political posts. That's why I'm just like, I don't need this. It's like, nope, hide.
I'm going to go my side for a hot second, so we're just going to go and bury this now, at least from my perspective. And the one thing that irks me more than anything else is the fact that, and I made this comment at my day job on Friday. I was in the middle of a roundtable discussion before work, and I said the problem that we face in this day and age is a lot of people are so antisocial on social media. We forget how to utilize the concept of linear logical discourse and debate. We can agree to disagree about things 7 days a week, and I will show you the same respect for your position that you can show me for mine, because of the fact that we're both expressing opinions about something that most of the time does not directly affect us personally. So if you're on, and this is the other thing, social media has managed to dehumanize us so much. Now, granted, I'm 52. I was around back in the days of CompuServe and Prodigy and in the birth of America Online. I was around during the billboard services being the hottest things going, when you actually had to know how to type code rather than just copy and paste and click and point, before the graphical user interfaces that were involved, including Windows. But from that point, we started to lose focus of the fact that there are human beings on the other side of our discourse, of our conversations. And I know that if you go on Twitter, you may have one person who has 50 troll accounts. I block those in no time flat. I normally, as I said a minute ago, I'll block 50 accounts a day if it just watching the style of what is up there. Yeah, troll, click, block. But if you can have a true discourse with someone and show respect for someone else as a human being, screw political beliefs, screw the religious beliefs, and whatever else you want to throw into the cauldron. Because first and foremost, we are all people. We are all human. And we all, I hate using the word deserve, and I'm damn sure not going to use the word entitled. But we should offer the same respect for someone else's beliefs as we would hope to receive from that person regarding our own beliefs. There's some people that you just can't agree with. I understand that. But it doesn't always have to denigrate into a shouting match, a profanity-laced tirade that does nothing more than make you look inept and incompetent. Because the more you have to rely on profanity and expletives to express your point, the less of a point you genuinely show you have. The more you rely on name-calling, the less of a point you have. Because you're trying to utilize something else to shroud and throw shade to the other person to take away from the fact that you really don't know what you're talking about half the time. At Fast Eddie Layne on Twitter, follow me, and I guarantee I'll piss you off in 5 minutes. Block me. That's cool with me, too. But see, the same thing, hard segue, happens in the world of professional wrestling. And we are staring at 19 minutes after the 6 o'clock hour in the Central Time Zone, 19 after 4 on the West Coast. Fast Eddie Layne, Mark MaBo Bowman, on this Beyond Ringside Live edition Sunday night. Where we go with this is simple. You have people who like Roman Reigns. You have people who can't stand Roman Reigns. You have people who like Impact. You have some who don't like Impact. Like WWE, can't stand WWE. Like Ring of Honor, not a fan of Ring of Honor. We're all entitled to our opinions. We are all in a position to have our opinions on these subject matters. I like Impact. I like what they've done over the last few months. New talent? Hell yeah. New faces? Hell yeah. Yes.
Exactly. That was the point I was going to make, Eddie. They are, I mean, if you remember when Impact got out of their fairground years,
Yeah.
the Asylum.
Yeah.
Hold on. Sorry, I thought I took it off speakerphone. Apparently I did not. There we go. But, you know, when they started taking chances with bringing on guys like Samoa Joe and guys like Jay Lethal, who were just on that, you know, just starting to rise in, you know, the ranks of independent wrestling. They started taking these chances on these guys. And it didn't really matter. I mean, you look at Joe. Joe is a bona fide ass kicker. You look at him and you're like, woo, no. But he looks different. He worked different.
He's not your
It could be
cookie
said for
cutter.
AJ Styles.
He's not your cookie
You know.
cutter.
Exactly. AJ Styles, although in shape, he's not the tallest head in the group. But they decided, TNA looked at it and was like, you know what? Let's go, no pun intended, but let's go with style over, you know, what he looks like. He brings something different to the table. And that's what they did. With some things they hit, or a lot of things they hit, especially in the early days of the Impact Zone, and, you know, all the way up till two certain people came in and kind of ruined the company in most people's opinions.
Hogan Bischoff.
You know, they took a chance with a division of women who, not a lot of them,
Thank you, Dutch.
like what you saw.
Thank you,
You
Uncle
look at-
Dutch.
Yeah, you look at Awesome Kong. Did not look like most women. ODB did not look like most women. Roxy Laveau, Roxy, whatever she's going by now.
Right.
We all remember her. She did not look like, you know, most of your normal women. And I think that's what they're going through now. They've had definitely some slip and falls, bouncing from channel to channel, and then financial issues, and then buying outs and settling ups and all this stuff. But I think now that they've got that foothold with Anthem, it's almost literally like they hit the reset button, and they are taking chances on bringing in talent. They don't look the same. You got Falaba, which I just love saying that name, Falaba. Does not look like you're does not look like your normal professional wrestler. I like that. They're taking a chance. Standby wrestler Richard Justice.
Yeah.
We're all familiar with his cousin Super Cop Dick Justice. Doesn't look like a normal professional wrestler.
He's such a mark.
Well, yeah, that's what it says on my driver's license.
Yeah, no.
But they're bringing in this talent that maybe they're not the most known independent darling.
Okay, let me give you.
Go ahead.
Let me give you another good example. A young lady I know very well. I worked with her in 4 different states. Kira Hogan.
Yeah, yep, that was a perfect example.
Love her to death. Tremendous young lady.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, she is a phenomenal talent, and I think she deserves to be featured more than what she is. But it also, when you're rebuilding your women's roster and you've got a lot of good talent coming into that division, you kind of want to get it established with your established names, and that's when you start to bring in, the hot young upstart and be like, hey, check her out.
Yep.
But yeah, I agree. She, once again, one of those that doesn't really necessarily look like, what we were used to 5 years ago, 6 years ago, before, I hate saying the women's revolution or evolution or whatever they're trying to push. It was always there. There was always talented women there. WWE, you chose not to feature them. When you were still doing pillow fights and bra and panty matches and using supermodels and fitness models.
Oh, Trish Stratus.
TNA, huh?
Oh, Trish Stratus?
Trish Stratus, and I will say this, very rarely am I wrong about certain talent that's not coming from independent wrestling. Trish Stratus is one of the few that transitioned from being a fitness model
and a fetish model
into pro wrestling and did a damn good job of it.
Oh,
but some of these others, go ahead.
By the way, you make a reference to Impact, of course. This week's edition of Impact Wrestling drew an average of 304,000 viewers, which is a considerable increase from last week's number of approximately 254,000. This is also the first time
they had a drop last week, but because I do read the reports, they do pretty good. Yes, every so often they'll have a drop, but then they recover the next week. So.
Well, this is also the first time that they've drawn over 300,000 since May, according to the numbers that I've been looking at. Speaking of the week of the 4th of July, the July 6th episode of Impact drew 345,000 viewers, and the July 5th, 2016 drew 410 approximate.
Well,
So,
Eddie, we're going to play a game based off
Yes.
Impact here real quick.
Okay.
What storyline do you think MaBo is keeping up with?
Anything involving the I know where's Cherry Bomb. I can't remember what her name.
Are you talking about Allie?
Yeah.
The whole possession thing with Sue Young?
Yes.
And all that?
Yes.
Nope. I do enjoy that, but that is not the one that I make sure, because they break up their segments and they put them on YouTube, and all that stuff. Believe it or not, as much as I do like Cherry Bomb, I do think she's adorable.
Yes, I do too.
That is not the one that MaBo's following closely.
Which
and
one?
make sure he watches every clip. So you get one more chance.
I don't need it. Go ahead and lay it out there.
You should know this. I got to keep up with my buddy, the War King, Eddie Kingston, and everything that's going on with LAX.
Okay.
I've been following that since. Because you remember King was part of the, what was the little group that him and Storm and Bram were, where they were wearing the black masks or whatever?
Oh, God. That's been a while.
Yeah. And then, he disappeared for a while, but, then he came back when, Conan had to go away for surgery, so they played it out when, Conan got jumped or whatever. And he kind of took over for LAX. So, but yeah, I mean, I've always enjoyed LAX back when it was Conan and Homicide Hernandez.
Yeah.
And then Homicide Hernandez, spoiler alert, kids, Homicide, I mean, I knew about this a couple weeks ago when I read about the pre-tapes, but yeah, I think it's awesome. I personally would have maybe liked to see King align himself with the new kids and Conan, Homicide Hernandez. So you have the old LAX versus the new LAX. And then you could have Cornette, Paulie dangerously, that stuff, when it was old Midnights versus new Midnights. But at the same time, Homicide and King, they're buddies, so, either way it works, and I'm just glad to see Eddie Kingston on television.
Oh, yeah. Just hope he manages to stay there this time. I know
he will. That's my thing, is I've always said that if you could, and Eddie Kingston, he could take the chicken poop and make chicken salad.
Yeah.
He is a hell of a performer. And once again, one of those that does not necessarily fit your stereotypical body mold or anything like that. I think Eddie Kingston is a hell of a talent. I've met him a couple times. He doesn't know, what's the phrase? He doesn't know me from Adam. He doesn't know me from Adam. And this is me just my personal preference. I like Eddie Kingston, and I think it's great he's back on television.
Yeah.
And my allergies are kicking up again. I'm getting all stopped up.
And we're about to go to the bottom of the hour break. But speaking of Impact, Sunday, July 22nd, live on pay-per-view, Impact Wrestling presents Slammiversary. There's a V in there somewhere, and I just moved it out of the wrong effing word. Presents Slammiversary 2018. Main event set for the Impact World Championship. Austin Aries defends against Moose. True contrast in styles, but tell you what, I make the reference to the bottom of the hour break. We are going to go ahead and take that break because we're going to take a little bit better look at some of the matches in place for Slammiversary when we come back. Hang tight. You are listening to Beyond Ringside Live on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network and ProWrestlingRadio.net.
When planning your next party or special event, insist on the best. Full Range Entertainment is a professional entertainment company providing a full range of services. From professional disc jockeys and MCs to catering and photography, when the details of your special day must be perfect, call us first. Wedding receptions, corporate parties, school functions, birthday celebrations, and more. We also have Birmingham's largest selection of karaoke tracks available. With over 40 years combined experience, Full Range Entertainment can provide you with the talent and professionalism you need and deserve to make your next event one you'll never forget. For more information on the full range of services we offer, call 533-HITS. That's 533-HITS. Or check us out on our website at fullrangeentertainment.com.
The To Be Determined Show, live every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on this very radio station, Beyond Ringside Radio Network, BeyondRingside.com, ProWrestlingRadio.net, as well as the Beyond Ringside Radio app. Join myself, the Oracle of Ominous, the Architect of Intellect, the Wicked Nemesis, and my producer extraordinaire, Fast Eddie Layne.
That'd be me over here.
My co-host, Joshua O'Hagan.
Kitty got claws. Meow.
My much better half, Angie Nemesis.
Come join the madness.
This is not safe for work. This is your warning, parental advisory. If you have any kind of heart defects, make sure you listen because they will take effect when we go live. I promise you that. For everything outside of wrestling and a little bit of wrestling and hardcore to the bone, we are the To Be Determined Show.
If you really want to get raw on Monday nights, tune into the Beyond Ringside Radio Network at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 Central Time for the Midnight Black Mass Podcast. Myself, the Reverend Dan the Dragon Wilson, along with the Strong Style Psycho Tank and Andrew Alexander, bring you a truly blood-curdling experience. Uncensored, uncut, and only on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network.
What's up, everybody? It's Stan Grubb for Corner to Corner Wrestling Radio and the Beyond Ringside Radio Network. Hey, join us every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as the triple threat of wrestling radio goes live every week, giving you their thoughts and opinions on the world of professional wrestling. Myself, Brian, and Rob, all live, all here for you. And as my good friend Rob would say, from corner to corner and pillar to post, we bring it to you every week at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. BeyondRingside.com and ProWrestlingRadio.net.
Howdy, friends. It's the Magic City Motormouth Fast Eddie Layne with your invitation to join me, Mark MaBo Bowman, and Brooks Logan Sunday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern for Beyond Ringside Live. Wrestling, mixed martial arts, sports talk, and a whole lot more. Find us on BeyondRingside.com, ProWrestlingRadio.net, and the Beyond Ringside Radio app for Amazon, Android, BlackBerry, and a whole lot more. Once again, that's Sundays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern for Beyond Ringside Live on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network and ProWrestlingRadio.net.
This is Harley Race, 8 times NWA World's Heavyweight Champion, first ever King of the Ring.
This is Randy Rose from the original Midnight Express.
This is Todd Howard from LM Promotions.
This is Mr. Wrestling 2.
Hello, it's the hardcore legend Mick Foley.
This is Q-Ball Carmichael. Hey, folks, this is WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and we're locked into Beyond Ringside.
This is the King of Taunts, the product David Starr, and you are locked in Beyond Ringside. And if you can't see that, just take a step back and look at it.
This is Jim Cornette. You are locked into the show of all time Beyond Ringside.
This is Super Cop Dick Justice, America's favorite wrestler, American-born hero. And right now, like a stiff bear hug, you are locked into Beyond Ringside.